Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, yogis, and welcome to our Friday Empower Yin Yoga class. It is day 27 of our 30-day challenge. Wow, we are getting so close to the end of this challenge, to the end of our challenge about motivation, dedication, and commitment. And I encourage you to take some time, especially over the weekend, to reflect on what this commitment has taught you about you. What have you learned about you on this 30-day journey? Have you learned that you are more resilient than you thought you once were? Have you learned that you can push past your excuses, your limitations? Have you learned that there's a best time of day for you to practice? Have you learned the type of yoga that you enjoy the most or that leaves you feeling the best? What have you learned along this 30-day journey? It has been so much fun to share this with you, and I'm excited to share today's yin class with you. So you may want to have a blanket handy, and if you have a bolster, you might want that. If you don't have either, that's totally okay. They are not necessary. You don't need them in order to do this practice, but you may want them. So let's open up our practice as we ground down into our sit bones and get nice and tall from the tailbone through the crown of the head. And let's actually let the hands come palms facing down on the knees. Close down the eyes, draw the shoulders away from the ears away from the shoulders as you lengthen the crown of the head toward the sky, toward the ceiling. And start to become aware of your breath. Really allow yourself to sink and settle into the breath. And let the breath sink and settle you into the present moment. Taking a couple deep breaths. Making the commitment to the stillness of the body and the stillness of the mind, even more importantly. Yin Yoga offers us many gifts, physical, mental, and emotional. But stillness, embracing stillness, is definitely one of those high-level gifts. In our modern busy life, stillness, it's a luxury to be able to have the time, the ability to be still. Let's take a couple more big breaths here. And let's shift ourselves into a simple butterfly pose. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees come out wide. Something that I really love to do in my yin practice is to open the feet up, almost like I'm opening up a book, and then take the thumbs and massage into the arches of the feet. We rely on our feet a lot to help us move through life. And often I feel like they don't get the attention, the nurturing that they deserve. So this is just a little bit of self-nurturing, a little bit of self-care, self-massage. You may want to bring a hinge forward, intensifying the sensation through the outer hip flexors. And bring yourself back through center. Let's plant the hands behind us. Bring the knees together. Heel toe the feet hip width distance apart. And just allow your knees to windshield wiper from side to side. We're going to come into a forward fold, or in yin, it is called a dangle. So come up onto your feet. You may want to have your blanket rolled up in front of you. Let's bring the feet a little bit closer than hip width distance. If you have a block, you might want to have a block down on the floor so that you can hold yourself sturdy and steady there. I'm not going to use either. And let the head hang heavy. And start to really breathe into the back line of the body. There can be as much of a bend in your knees as feels right for you. There is no need and really no benefit to having straight legs. So just bend into those knees as much as you need to, releasing any tension through the neck, letting the head hang heavy. Take a few deep breaths here. Releasing the crown little by little, more and more toward the floor. From here, let's heel toe our feet toward the edges of the mat, heels on, toes off, and sink down into your squat. So you can take a block or a blanket and place it underneath your bottom and even sit right down as you bring your hands toward one another. Maybe you press your palms together and press the knees or the elbows into the inside edge of the knees. Stay nice and tall. Find the support that you need in order to come into this squat, and allow yourself to be and breathe there. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. And let's lift the hips all the way up. Start to heel toe the feet back toward one another. Take your blanket maybe out in front of you. Remove the block from behind you, place it off to the side. Get yourself forward onto your knees, keeping the toes into the floor, coming into our toe squat. So really opening up through the arches of the feet, the hips sink back to the heels. I encourage you to look forward, close down the eyes, let the shoulders fall away from the ears lengthen away from the shoulders, and come back to your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Let's take a few more deep breaths. Commit to stillness. Let's connect to our affirmation. I am persistent and determined. I mean, it is day 27. If you are still here, You are persistent and you are determined. Feel really good about what you've done. Shift yourself forward. Come onto all fours, tabletop position. I'm going to just shift myself a little bit backward. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, your knees under your hips. Let the shoelace out of your feet rest down. Really remove any tension from the feet. Let's take a moment, roll out the ankles, point and flex the feet. Finding that nice neutral tabletop position. Let's take our right leg, extend it out long behind you. Once again, roll out that ankle. And then step the right foot all the way forward between the hands, sink the hips forward, and you can let your hand come onto your knee. Maybe there's a different variation with the hands that feels better for you. That's absolutely okay. Maybe they're down on the floor. Maybe they're behind your back. Find what feels right for you today. And not coming into that deepest expression, but coming to a space where you feel some sensation and allow yourself to be there. Come back to your breath, inhales and exhales through the nose. Let's let our hands come down onto the floor, and we're going to come into our half pigeon, heel toeing the right foot to the left-hand side of your mat. Left leg stays out long and straight. Now you can tuck this foot in as much as you'd like, as much as feels right for your body. Find that, get nice and square, stay nice and tall. You can draw the shoulders away from the ears, close down the eyes. And let's return to our breath awareness as we're here in this pigeon pose. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Centering the mind on the breath. It's really amazing what happens in the body as we embrace stillness in these postures that have sensation in them, how the body starts to release the tension that we feel and how it kind of settles into the shape. And all we have to do consciously, intentionally, is allow ourselves to be. It's really quite amazing. Let's take our hands underneath our shoulders, send that right foot up and back, send it all the way back. Take a moment, roll out the ankle. Release your right foot down. Take a moment, shift your hips from side to side. Extend your left leg out, roll out that ankle. Step forward, left foot between the hands, coming into that low lunge. And again, so for me, I like to take it as deep as I can and then back my way out. Because that's the thing about yin is we're not coming straight into the deepest expression of the pose right off the bat. We want to come to a space where we feel some stretch, we feel some length, we feel some tension in the parts of the body, but we're not really extending ourselves into it. You can see the difference there in my body. Connect to your breath. Find your low lunge on this side this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And let's bring the hands down. Heel toe the left foot to the right hand side of the mat. Right leg stays out long and straight, finding that half pigeon in your body. Tucking in the left foot as much as it needs to be tucked in. Come back to your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. And this side feels completely different than the other side. Maybe it does for you too. I am persistent and determined. I am persistent and determined. Sometimes to me, these postures feel like they kind of blossom over time. So you start to feel one thing and then it opens up a little bit more and then it opens up a little bit more and then it opens up a little bit more. That's how these long holds feel to me, is it's almost like they blossom open in awareness, in revealing sensation, even in their fullest expression. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Send the left foot back to meet the right, all the way back. Press through that heel. Bring the left knee down. Let's come into a child's pose, knees apart, fingers forward. Let the forehead rest down. Finding your child's pose in this moment today. Coming back to your breath. Take a few more deep breaths here. Let's press ourselves up. Shift yourself over to the right or left. Sweep your legs out in front of you. You may want to bring yourself onto your blanket underneath your low back, maybe not. Let's come down onto our backs, keeping the knees bent. Let's take a moment, plant the feet on the floor, and shift the knees from right to left, coming into that windshield wiper. Let's take it a step further, bringing the right ankle above the left knee, and let's find that full range of motion here. Let the foot fall all the way over to the right as far as it can. Maybe it even touches the floor. And then bring it all the way back over as far as it can to the right. Find that full range of motion. And let's switch it out. Coming through center, plant the right foot down. Left foot comes above the right knee. And let's find that full range of motion. Come through center. Bring your knees into your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Grab the backs of your legs, rock yourself all the way up, and then come all the way back down. Come all the way down onto your back. Let's come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's get on with our day. Nope. Let's take 3 minutes of stillness to fully absorb the nutrients of our practice. Let's take a few deep breaths here. See if there's anywhere within that you can release and relax a little bit more into this final pose. Bring your knees into our chest. Wrap your hands around your knees. Gently rock from side to side. Hands to the knees. Let's do some circles. We work those hips. We open through those hips a lot. Really feel into that range of motion. Grab the backs of your legs. Rock yourself all the way up to our easy seat to close out our practice. Pressing your palms together, tucking your chin to your chest. Taking a moment to be really grateful for this time on your mat, for any awareness, any new thoughts, new ideas, new sensations in the body, new spaces in the mind, new feelings. Let's connect to that affirmation one more time. I am persistent and determined. And I want to say congratulations on day 27, meaning we have 3 more days of this 30-day challenge. I hope that you feel wonderful about what you've already accomplished. And I'm super excited to finish this out strong and celebrate with you on Monday. Thank you for being here. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the love, the light, the wisdom in you. Namaste. I hope to see you tomorrow for our fusion practice. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah.